Hi, welcome to Pleasure Sports. Today we're going to take a look at Billabong's Foil Series Wetsuit. The Foil Series comes in a couple different thicknesses. We're going to be taking a look first at the 543 millimeter construction, and then we'll take a look at the 43 millimeter construction, and then finally we'll look at the 32 millimeter construction. And what you'll notice is that there's a lot of similarities between all wetsuits in the construction. The key differentiator is the floodgate. In the 3-2, because it's for warmer waters, there isn't a floodgate on the interior, and we'll take a look at that. But other than that, they're identical in construction, with the exception of the 543, which comes with a free hood. So what we're looking at here is the 543 sealed foil, and sealed means that you have a sealed seam wetsuit. It's first glued together, the neoprene, and then blind stitch, and a blind stitch is a stitch that doesn't penetrate all the way through the neoprene so that you have a nice watertight seal. The great thing about the 543 is that you get a free hood, and if you notice, the hood is removable. And this hood is actually great in its construction. You've got this great inner skirt that fits comfortably underneath your collar. And if we look at the interior of the hood, you'll notice that the hood is actually made with super stretch high-end neoprenes. This nice fuzzy red pattern here is actually called the furnace lining, and it's all about warmth. And what it does is it's quick drying and heat retaining, so it keeps your head nice and toasty. You'll notice reinforced stress points in the design of the actual hood. You'll also notice that it has a nice sun visor bill. Again, a nice welded seam around the neck to actually allow you to keep tugging on this without ripping this skirt off. So it's a really wonderful design. And again, this hood only comes with the cold water 543 wetsuit, and it's free. Also, there's a nice adjustable face string here that you can use as well. So the 543 construction and the 43 millimeter construction, they're identical. The key difference here is in the 543 series, you've got 5 millimeters thickness of neoprene in the core of this wetsuit, the front and the back, and you've got 4 millimeters down here in the legs, and then in the arms you have 3 millimeter neoprene. And that particular design is maximizing the design for actual stretch. So if we have thinner neoprenes in the arm, we're going to get more stretch from that. And you can notice that there's some really wonderful materials being used in this wetsuit to create the kind of gumminess that you're seeing. This neoprene is actually some of the lightest neoprene on the market. It's called Billabong's ZG300 Superflex Neoprene, and again, you can notice how gummy the wetsuit is, and I'm really stretching it out, and it's really great in the shoulder area as well. One of the great ways to get to know this wetsuit is to look at it from the inside out, but before we do that, take a look at the front panel here. You've got a wind resistant and a water resistant panel that actually, when water hits it, just makes it drip right off, and that helps keep your core nice and toasty. And you'll see those panels along the back as well. And what we'll take a look at now is the inside of the wetsuit. And before I do that, I'm just going to turn this wetsuit to its side, and you'll notice that it has a bent articulation in the knees, and what's great about that is that the suit's already anatomically designed and cut for your body, and when you have a suit that's cut this way as well as it is in the arms and the legs, it fits your body naturally, and you don't get as tired in these types of wetsuits because they already naturally fit your body. One more thing before we look at the interior is you'll notice the zero seamless design underneath the armpit of the wetsuit here, and without seams, that just really allows for you to get the maximum stretch and flexibility in the suit. So this is the 543 millimeter Billabong foil, and what we're going to do now is look at the interior of the suit. So what we're looking at now is the chest, the interior chest of the suit, and this is more of that red material we saw in the hood of the wetsuit. Again, it's a furnace lining. It's quick drying and heat retaining as well. And everywhere you see red, this bright red color, kind of shimmery, in the wetsuit design, you'll see it here in the rear, in the groin area, side legs, and throughout the back, is the high-end super stretch ZG300 neoprene. And let me just make sure that I have that correct here. Yes. It's the ZG300 Superflex Neoprene in the bright red areas. And what we see is a nice durable neoprene in the black areas. And another thing I want to draw your attention to in this particular wetsuit, and it's one of their price point wetsuits, this is a really affordable wetsuit, is they've gone above and beyond in construction of this particular class of wetsuit, in the sense that they're using a welded seam around critical areas of the suit, so around the knees, around the chest. You'll see spot taping on critical seams as well. So what you're seeing is a lot of high-end technical features like the furnace lining and the fluid seams along the glued and blind stitch surface on critical areas to really keep this suit durable and have it last a few seasons. Another great thing to look at here in the 5.4 and the 4.3 and the 3.2 is the glide skin neck with the rolled collar. The rolled collar is great. That helps prevent rashing. It lets it roll like your skin. And this actual glide skin material creates a seal between your neck and the glide skin so that you don't have too much flushing going on in the wetsuit. So that's the interior of your 5.4 and your 4.3 wetsuit. Again, identical in construction. The 5.4.3 comes again in a solid black, and the 4.3 actually comes in a solid black as well as an ash color. One more thing I want to draw your attention to here is on the interior of the 4.3 and the 5.4.3 is you have an internal water barrier, and this water barrier prevents water from passing through the zipper, and this is a dry zipper. It's actually called the Dry Max zip. It's a water resistant zip, and it's combined with an internal overlapping flap so that it's a more watertight closure. And we can take a look at. Let me see here. Take a look at that. Look at it from the back. You can see there's the water barrier, and there's your watertight zip, and it's really closed. So if any water happens to get past this and these two flaps, you've also got the water barrier and these two key pinholes that will actually allow the water to drain out. And this feature is consistent in the 5.4.3 as well as the 4.3 model. So the 4.3 model actually comes in a solid black and a solid black with gray, and that's called ash. So you're actually looking at the solid black with the gray. Okay, so the black, the 5.4.3 is solid black, and the 4.3 comes in a solid black as well as an ash. And what we're going to take a look at now is the 3.2 millimeter foil. Again, identical in construction, the same mesh skin chest, the same utilization of the ZG300 Superflex Neoprene throughout the suit. If we jump right into the interior of this suit, you'll notice the same construction, the same reinforced seams that we were talking about earlier in the 4.3 and the 5.4.3, the same roll neck collar with the glide skin. The only difference in this particular wetsuit is that there is not a water barrier, and that's because water barriers are for wetsuits that are for much colder waters, and this 3.2 is for a little bit warmer climate, so it's unnecessary to have that. You'll still see the reinforced points, the key, and again, the identical construction within the wetsuit. The 3.2 actually comes in a couple different colors. You've got, this is the blue on black, so you have the little tiny blue accents on black. You have solid black. You have the ash color that we talked about on black, the gray on black. And you have one more color option, and it's the royal on black. So the royal has a little bit of gray and the royal color, royal and some gray, and little gray accents on the back. And this is the 3.2. Again, same seal construction. It's also glued and blind stitched and really durable. And the only difference between this and the other two that we looked at, again, is the water barrier. And the last thing I want to bring your attention to is Billabong's SG5 boots, which are just fantastic, and they're just new on the market. The SG5 is a solar mesh neoprene construction. It's Billabong's high-end heat-retaining neoprene. You can imagine how important that is because your feet are always typically in the water. You have the fluid seam as well. It has been glued and blind stitched on the interior. All high-end materials make up this boot. It has the furnace lining inside throughout the entire boot. And the furnace lining is quick drying and heat retaining as well. You'll notice great arch support. You'll see a strap here that's adjustable, and a really great anatomical cut for the top ankle, and so it's nice and soft to get in, easy to get in and out. You have a little tab here to pull. So this is actually a boot that comes in a 5mm thickness, and we also carry a 7mm thickness, and we highly recommend them. They're super durable. They're great construction, and it's called Billabong's SG5 neoprene boot. So take a look at the 5.4, the 4.3, and the 3.2 series on pleasuresports.com, and you'll also find the boots under accessories in your left navigation panel. Call us with any questions. We can't say enough about this great wetsuit, and check out more features on pleasuresports.com.